Hello, I will be reading Going Public by Bronze_32. This will be read by me, Bronze_32. Summary. You know that question. If you could say one thing to the entire planet and have everyone understand, what would it be? This is Danny's answer. Notes. Danny is talking/thinking so formally because he is genuinely scared of the response and reverts to the universal language that sentences cannot be formed in a way that makes sense non-formally when under high amounts of stress. This one is going to be fairly short. Danny was stressed. It was his first full year of being king in a couple months, and he needed to make this announcement to ensure others' safety. Danny sighed, cleared his throat, and hello to the United States and beyond. I trust you can understand this message despite not thinking you speak the language. This is the universal tongue that I am using to make an announcement. My name is Daniel Fenton. I am 15 years old, and I have been king of the infinite realms for 9 months. If the governments of the world do not stand down from their stance on killing and experimenting on my people, as in my fellow, at least partial ghosts, I am all of your king. I will have no choice but to declare all-out war on humanity. You are all my subjects eventually and currently. I hope not to see most of you anytime soon. Thank you. Phantom heard the world go still. It was incredible just how much you can hear when you were in your full, barely comprehensible ghost form. It used much less energy too, although he was still very much a Haffa. Then he saw Fear herself. He had told her to stay out of the minds of his subjects as long as possible, to try to keep them rational. Apparently, that time was 15 seconds, but Danny digresses. Please, citizens of Earth, do not fear me. I still live among you and care for many of you. Danny tried to calm his subjects, but Lady Fear was not doing him any favors, loosening her grip on some while tightening it on others. He felt her just lightly hold his core in her hands, making him just enough to make his adrenaline burn and tears prick at his eyes. I speak the truth. Please trust me. Phantom finishes, voice suddenly shaking. He's desperate. This was a last-ditch effort, and Danny notices Lord Empathy trump out Lady Fear in some of his people's minds. Danny was confused, very much so. He saw and heard his people speak, so he listened to a conversation of two who Lord Empathy had taken hold of. That he's a kid. That's our king? He sounds so afraid. How do you even kill a ghost? Clearly, effectively. If he, our king, is having to beg for the powers of the world to stop. I hope he's all right. Yeah, I do too. Danny blinked. That was not what he expected. It's nice. Lord Empathy is so kind. Yet, Lady Fear still holds his core in her burning, cool hands. Lady Fear is not unkind. Lady Fear is trying to protect Danny, or tell him how to protect himself. But that doesn't mean her hands cannot harm. Lady Fear can do more damage than Lord Anger, but also so much less. So Danny listened to a conversation between two Lady Fear still held. What the fuck? Yeah, what? Why would, we gotta get out of here. What's the Earth? He called himself the king of the infinite realms. Right, shit, what do we do? Pray the government will listen? Phantom had expected this reaction. He also expected Lord Anger coming with some fear. He saw Lady Fear clutching at the GIW's chests. Every member but the ones with the most of Lady Fear's influence were his parents, Maddie and Jack Fenton. He had expected how fearful they are, being that all his life they had told him that ghosts are evil and downright non-sentient. They had also never been real parents. Well, not in any way that counted. Jazz was as close to a parent as he wanted or needed, but she was his sister. Speaking of Jazz, he could see Lord Pride and Lady Proud fill her being as she smiled. She was so proud of Danny, it was almost overwhelming. She was proud of Danny for just defending herself, for saying he wasn't going to take this anymore. Danny suddenly remembered that Sam and Tucker were in the room, and he transformed back to his normal ghost form. He couldn't see or feel nearly as much like this. It was jarring. "You guys can look now," Danny said in English, rubbing the back of his neck. "It's about time," Sam teased. Tucker turned around, grabbing Danny's hands. "Dude, that was so weird." He paused. "In, like, a good way," he clarified. "Thanks, Tuck," Danny smiled, sitting on the floor as he let himself go back into his human form. "This is going to be awkward as shit to go home to," Danny says, groaning. "You want to stay at mine?" Sam offers. "Yeah, that sounds like a good idea," Danny sighs, sitting up and opting to float home while Sam and Tucker walked beside him. "I'll text Jazz to let her know." Tucker nods. "Good luck." Getting a look from both Sam and Danny. Texting with Jazzy. SMS/MMS. 15:31. "Hey Jazz, staying with Sam and Tuck tonight, 'cause I don't want to deal with Mother and Father." "Okay, I'll cover you for tonight. Stay safe. You're the best, Jazzy." Less than 3. "No, you. Love you, Dinners." "Love you too. Jian." Permission acquired. Danny grins as they reach Sam's porch. "Well, that's good, since we're here," Danny said, unlocking her door. "You have permission, Tuck?" Sam asks. Tucker nods. "Always do, unless I'm told otherwise, as long as we asked. As long as when they ask, I tell them where I am." "Cool." Sam nods, going into the kitchen. "I'ma get us some snacks. You guys know the way to my room, right?" Danny nodded. "I do, at least." "Your home is a maze, Sam," Tucker groaned. "The only reason Danny knows is he has weird ghost magic." Danny rolls his eyes, starting to Sam's room with Tucker close behind. Sam arrives a few minutes later with her vegan snacks, and a couple of snacks Danny and Tucker accidentally left at her house after they biked to the store together last time. They watch movies and fall asleep in various spots around the room. Endnotes. If you don't know, hospital time 15:31 is 3:31 p.m. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.